hopes be sadly blighted.
Who can tell? Who can tell?
Will Ida break the vows that she has plighted?
Who can tell? Who can tell?
Will she back out and say she did not mean them?
Who can tell?
If so, there'll be the dues to pay between them.
No, no, we'll not despair. We'll not despair. For Gama would not dare to make a deadly foe of Hildebrand. And so, search throughout the panorama of sun of Gama. They should cross the water with his fascinating daughter.
See you no sign of Gama?
None, my liege.
It's very odd indeed. If Gama fail to put in an appearance at our court before the sun has set in yonder west, and fail to bring the Princess Ida here, to whom our son Hilarion was betrothed at the extremely early age of 1, there's war between King Gama and ourselves. Oh, Cyril, how I dread this interview. It's 20 years since he and I have met. He was a twisted monster, all awry, as though Dame Nature, angry with her work, had crumpled it in fitful petulance.
But, sir, a twisted and ungainly trunk often bears goodly fruit. Perhaps he was a kind, well-spoken gentleman.
Oh, no. For adder-like, his sting lay in his tongue.
But stay, my liege. But o'er yonder mountain's brow comes a small body bearing Gama's arms. I see attached to it King Gama's legs, from which I gather this corollary that small body must be Gama's own.
Ha! Is the princess with him?
Oh, well, unless she is a full 6 feet high and wears mustachios and smokes cigars and rides on Cavalier coat of steel, I do not think she is.
One never knows. She's a strange girl, I've heard, and does odd things. Come, bustle there. For as King Gama brings the princess here or brings her not, so shall King Gama have much more than everything, much less than nothing. Now hearken to my strict command on every hand, on every hand. If Gama bring the princess here, give him good cheer, give him good cheer.
If she come here, we'll give him a cheer, and we will show you how. Give him hurrah, give him hurrah, give him hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. We'll shout and sing amid the king and his daughter to a crowd. We'll shout, ah, give him hurrah, hip, 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 hurrah. Princess in the good papa, hurrah.
But if he fail to keep his troth upon our oath, we'll trounce them both!
Trounce them both upon his own and show us for today.
We'll shut him up in a dungeon cell and toll his knell on a funeral bell.
The dungeon cell, his funeral knell shall strike him with dismay. Hip hip hurrah, hip hip hurrah, hip hip hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. As up we sing the faithless king in the old familiar way. We'll shout, ha ha, hip hip hurrah, hip 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 hurrah. As we break the nature of false papa, hurrah, hurrah. by the silent alchemy of 20 years. I was a 12-month-old 20 years ago. I was twice her age, I'm told, 20 years ago. I've gone twice as old as wife, argues ill for married wife. Baleful prophecies were right 20 years ago. 20 years ago. Still I was a tiny prince 20 years ago. She has gained upon me since 20 years ago. Though she's 21, it's true, I am barely 22. False and foolish prophet you, 20 years ago. 20 years ago. Well, father, is there news for me at last?
King Gama is in sight, but much I fear with no princess.
Alas, my liege, I've heard that Princess Ida has forsworn the world, and with a band of women shut herself within a lonely country house, and there devotes herself to stern philosophies.
We are warriors three, sons of Gama Rex. Like most sons are we, masculine in sex. Yes, 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 masculine in sex. Politics we bar, they are not our bent, but on the whole we are not intelligent. No, 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 not intelligent.
attention, I will tell you what I am. I'm a genuine philanthropist, all other kinds are sham. Each little fault of temper and each social defect in my erring fellow creatures I endeavor to correct. To all their little weaknesses I open people's eyes, and little plans to snub the self-sufficient I devise. I love my fellow creatures, I do all the good I can, yet everybody says I'm such a disagreeable man, and I can't think why. I'm sure I'm no ascetic, I'm as pleasant as can be. You'll always find me ready with a crushing repartee. I've an irritating chuckle, I've a celebrated sneer, I've an entertaining snigger and a fascinating leer. To everybody's prejudice, I know a thing or two. I can tell a woman's age in half a minute. And I do. But although I try to make myself as pleasant as I can, yet everybody says I am a disagreeable man, and I can't think why. I can't think why. I can't think why. So, this is Castle Hildebrand. Well, well. Dame Rumour whispered that the place was grand. She told me that your taste was exquisite, superb, unparalleled.
Oh, really, King?
But she's a liar. Why, how old you've grown. Is this Hilarion? Why, you've changed too. You were a singularly handsome child. Are you a courtier? Come then, ply your trade. Tell me some lies. How do you like your king? Vile rumour says he's all but imbecile. Now, that's not true.
My lord, we love our king. His wise remarks are valued by this court as valued precious stones.
And for the selfsame cause. Like precious stones, his sensible remarks derive their value from their scarcity. Come, be honest. Tell the truth for once. Look, here's my face. Now, am I not the worst of nature's blunders?
Nature never errs. To those who know the workings of your mind, your face and figure, sir, suggest a book appropriately bound.
Why, harkye, sir, how dare you bandy words with me?
We are in doubt whether to treat you as an honored guest or as a traitor knave who plights his word and breaks it.
If the casting votes with me, I give it to the former.
By the terms of our contract, signed and sealed, you're bound to bring the princess here today. Why is she not with you?
Answer me this. What think you of a wealthy, purse-proud man who, when he calls upon a starving friend, pulls out his gold and flourishes his notes and flashes diamonds in the pauper's eyes? What name have you for such a one?
A snob.
Just so. The girl has beauty, virtue, wit, grace, humor, wisdom, charity, and pluck. Would it be kindly, think you, to parade these brilliant qualities before your eyes? Oh no, King Hildebrand, I am no snob.
Stop that tongue, or you shall lose the monkey head that holds it.
Bravo! Your king deprives me of my head, that he and I may meet on equal terms.
Where is she now?
In Castle Adamant, one of my many country houses. There, she rules a woman's university, with full 100 girls who learn of her.
100 girls? 100 ecstasies?
But no mere girls, my good young gentleman. With all the college learning that you boast, the youngest there will prove a match for you.
With all my heart, if she's the prettiest. Fancy 100 matches all alight. That's if I strike them as I hope I do.
Despair your hope. Their hearts are dead to men. He who desires to gain their favor must be qualified to strike their teeming brains and not their hearts. They're safety matches, sir, and they light only on the knowledge box. So you've no chance.
Are there no males whatever in those walls?
None, gentlemen. And all the animals she owns are hers. The ladies rise at cockcrow every morn.
Ah, then they have male poultry.
Not at all. The crowing's done by an accomplished hen. Perhaps if you address the lady most politely, flatter and impress the lady most politely, humbly beg and humbly sue, she may deign to look on you, but your doing you must do. Most politely, most politely, most politely.
Humbly beg and humbly sue, she may deign to look on you, but your doing you must do. Most politely, most politely, most politely.
Go you and inform the lady most politely. If she don't, we'll storm the lady most politely. You'll remain as hostage here. Should Hilarion disappear, we will hang you, never fear. Most politely, most politely, most politely.
You'll remain as hostage here. Should Hilarion disappear, we will hang you, never fear. Most politely, most politely, most politely.
Come, Cyril, Florian, our course is plain. Tomorrow morn, fair Ida will engage, but we will use no force her love to gain. Nature has armed us for the war we wage. Expressive glances shall be our lances, and pops of celery, our light artillery, will storm their bowers with scented showers of fairest flowers that we can buy.
Oh, dainty triolet, oh, fragrant violet, oh, gentle violet, oh, little sigh, oh, sweet humanity, oh, merely vanity, touch their vanity, we will revive.
When day is fading with serenading, and such frivolity will prove our quality, a sweet profusion of soft allusion, this bold intrusion shall justify. This bold intrusion shall justify.
Oh, dainty violet, oh, fragrant violet, oh, gentle violet, oh, little sigh, oh, sweet humanity, oh, merely vanity, touch their vanity, we will revive.
We'll charge their senses with verbal offenses, with ballads amatory and declamatory, little heeding their pretty pleading, our love exceeding will justify, our love exceeding will justify.
Oh, dainty violet, oh, fragrant violet,
Oh, dainty triolet, oh, fragrant violet.
Must we till then in prison cell be thrust?
You must.
This seems unnecessarily severe.
Hear, hear. For a month to dwell in a dungeon cell, going thin and whistled in a solitary prison, it's a poor lookout for a soldier stout who is longing for the rattle of a complicated battle. Yes, he's longing for the rattle of a complicated battle. The rum-tum-tum of the military drum, and the guns that go boom boom. The rum-tum-tum of the military drum, rum-tum-tum, tummy-tummy-tummy-tummy-tum. He's longing for the rattle of a complicated battle, and the rum-tum-tum of the military drum-tum.
When Hilarian's pride has at length complied with the just conditions of our requisitions, you may go in haste to indulge your taste for the fascinating rattle of a complicated battle. Yes, the fascinating rattle of a complicated battle, for the rum-tum-tum of the military drum and the guns that go boom boom. The rum-tum-tum of the military drum, rum-tum-tum, tummy-tummy-tummy-tummy-tum. He's longing for the rattle of a complicated battle, and the rum-tum-tum of the military drum-tum. Until that time your hearing remain, and there we will not entertain. If she our mandate disobey, your lives no penalty will pay. Until that time your hearing remain, and there we will not entertain. If she our mandate disobey, your lives no penalty will pay. If she our mandate disobey, the penalty our lives will pay.
If you'd climb the Helicon, you should read Anacreon, Ovid's Metamorphoses, likewise Aristophanes, and the works of Juvenal. These are worth attention all. But if you will be advised, you will get them bowdlerized. We will get them bowdlerized. Pray you tell us if you can, what's the thing that's known as man? Man will swear and man will stand. Man is not at all good form. Man is of no kind of use. Man's a donkey, man's a goose. Man is coarse and man is plain. Man is more or less insane. Man's a ribald, man's a rake. Man is nature's sole mistake. Man is nature's sole mistake. And lost to every right of every kind of law. In
ladies, while I read to you the Princess Ida's list of punishments. The first is Saccharissa. She's expelled.
Expelled?
Expelled because although she knew no man of any kind may pass our walls, she dared to bring a set of chessmen here.
I meant no harm. They're only men of wood.
They're men with whom you give each other mate, and that's enough. The next is Chloe. Chloe will lose 3 terms, for yesterday, when looking through her drawing book, I found a sketch of a perambulator. Double perambulator, shameless girl. That's all at present. Now attention, pray. Your principal, the princess, comes to give her usual inaugural address to those young ladies who joined yesterday.
Raise that from
Women of adamant, fair neophytes who thirst for such instruction as we give, attend while I unfold a parable. The elephant is mightier than man, yet man subdues him. Why? The elephant is elephantine everywhere but here, and man, whose brain is to the elephants as woman's brain to man's, that's rule of threes, conquers the foolish giant of the woods as woman in her turn shall conquer man. Diplomacy? The wiliest diplomat is absolutely helpless in our hands. He wheedles monarchs, woman wheedles him. Logic? Why, tyrant man himself admits it's a waste of time to argue with a woman. Then we excel in social qualities. Though man professes he holds our sex in utter scorn, I venture to believe he'd rather pass the day with one of you than with 500 of his fellow men. In all things we excel. Believing this, 100 maidens here have sworn to place their feet upon his neck. If we succeed, we will treat him better than he treated us. And if we fail, then let hope fail too. Let no one care a penny how she looks. Let all your things misfit, and you yourselves at inconvenient moments come undone. Let hairpins lose their virtue. Let the hook disdain the fascination of the eye. The bashful button modestly evade the soft embraces of the buttonhole. Let old associations all dissolve. In other words, let chaos come again. And now, who lectures in the Hall of Arts today?
I, madam, on abstract philosophy. There I propose considering at length 3 points: the is, the might be, and the must. Whether the is, from being actual fact, is more important than the vague might be, or the might be, from taking wider scope, is for that reason greater than the is. And lastly, how the is and might be stand with the inevitable must.
The subject's deep. How do you treat it, pray?
Madam, I take 3 possibilities and strike a balance then between the 3. As thus: the Princess Ida is our head, the Lady Psyche might be, Lady Blanche, neglected Blanche, inevitably must. Given these 3 hypotheses, to find the actual betting against each of them.
Your theme's ambitious. Pray you bear in mind those who highest soar fall farthest. Fare you well, you and your pupils. Maidens, follow me.
I should command here. I was born to rule. But do I rule? I don't. Why? I don't know. I shall someday. Not yet. I bide my time. I once was someone, and the was will be. Come, mighty must, inevitable shall. In thee I trust. Time weaves my coronal. Go, mocking ears. Go, disappointing ones, that I am this. Ye are the cursed cause. Ye are the cursed cause. Ye have deceived the trust I've shown in ye. Ye have deceived the trust I've shown in ye. I've shown in ye. Oh, the
Gently, gently, evidently, we are safe so far. After scaling a fence and a paling, here at last we are. In this college, useful knowledge everywhere one finds, and already growing steady, we've enlarged our minds.
We've learned that prickly cactus has the power to attract us when we fall.
That nothing man unsettles like a bed of stinging nettles, short or tall. That bulldogs feed on throttles that we don't like broken bottles on a wall. That spring guns breathe defiance and that burglaries are science after all. List to their aims and bow your head in wonder. They intend to send a wire to the moon. And they'll set the Thames on fire very soon. Then they learn to make silk purses with their rings. From the ears of Lady Circe's piggy wigs. And weasels at the slumbers they trepan. To get sunbeams from cucumbers they've a plan. They've a firmly rooted notion they can cross the polar ocean, and they'll find perpetual motion if they can. These are the phenomena that every pretty domina is hoping at the university we shall see. These are the phenomena that every pretty domina is hoping at the university we shall see.
As for fashion, they forswear it, so they say. And the circle they will square it some fine day. Then the little pigs they're teaching for to fly. And they'll practice what they're preaching by and by. Each newly joined aspirant to the clan must repudiate the tyrant known as man. They mock at him and flout him, for they do not care about him, and they're going to do without him if they can. These are the phenomena that every pretty domina is hoping at the university we shall see. These are the phenomena that every pretty domina is hoping at a university we shall see.
In this college, useful knowledge everywhere one finds, and already growing steady, we've enlarged our minds. We've enlarged our minds. So that's the Princess Ida's castle. Well, they must be lovely ladies indeed if it requires such walls as those to keep intruders off.
To keep men off is only half their charge, and that the easier half. I much expect the object of these walls is not so much to keep the maidens in, to keep the maidens in, as the men off.
But what are these? Why? Sashes worn by the lady undergraduates when they matriculate. Let's try them on. Why, see, we're covered to the very toes. 3 lovely lady undergraduates who, weary of the world and all its wooing,
When penitent for deeds there's no undoing, looked at askance by well-conducted maids,
seek sanctuary in these classic shades. I am a maiden cold and stately, heartless I with a face divine. What do I want with a heart innately? Every heart I meet is mine. Every heart I my meat is mine, is mine.
Haughty, humble, coy or free, little care I what maid may be, so that a maid is fair to see. Every maid is the maid for me. I am a maiden frank and simple, brimming with joyous roguery. Merriment lurks in every dimple. Nobody breaks more hearts than I. Nobody breaks more hearts than I. Haughty, humble, coy or free, little care I what maid may be, so that a maid is fair to see. Every maid is the maid for me. I am a maidly, coyly blushing, timid am I as a startled hind. Every suitor sets me flushing, every suitor sets me flushing. I am the maid that win mankind. Haughty, humble, coy or free, little care I what maid may be, so that the maid is fair to see. Every maid is the maid for me.
But who comes here? The princess as I live. What shall we do?
We must brave it out. Madam, accept our humblest reverence.
We greet you, ladies. What would you with us?
I say, we are 3 students, ma'am, 3 well-born maids of liberal estate who wish to join this university.
If, as you say, you wish to join our ranks and will subscribe to all our rules, 'tis well.
To all your rules we cheerfully subscribe.
You say you're noble women? Well, you'll find no sham degrees for noble women here. You'll find no sizes here, or servitors, or other cruel distinctions meant to draw a line twixt rich and poor. You'll find no tufts that mark nobility, except such tufts that mark nobility of the brain. As for your fellow students, mark me well. There are 100 maids within these walls, all good, all learned, and all beautiful. They are prepared to love you. Will you swear to give the fullness of your love to them?
On our words and honors, ma'am, we will.
But we go further. Will you undertake that you will never marry any man?
Indeed, we never will.
Well, consider well, you must prefer our maids to all mankind.
Oh, to all mankind, we much prefer your maid.
We should be dolts indeed if we did not, seeing how fair.
But have you left no lovers at your home who may pursue you here?
Oh, no, madam, none. We're homely ladies, as no doubt you see. We have never fished for lovers' love.
Well, beauty counts for naught within these walls. If all you say is true, you'll pass with us a happy, happy time.
If, as you say, 100 lovely maidens wait within to welcome us with smiles and open arms, there's very little doubt we shall.
Its pains are
We've tried it and we know. Unreal, its loveliest hue. Its ends alone are true.
Alas,
The world is but a broken toy. Its pleasures hollow false its joy. Unreal, its loveliest hue, alas. Its pains alone are true, alas. Its pains alone are true. Unreal, its loveliest hue. Unreal, its loveliest hue. Unreal, its loveliest hue. Alas, alas, its pains alone are true. Faith, the plunge is taken, gentlemen, for willy-nilly we are maidens now, and maids against our will we must remain.
these ladies are unseemly in their mirth.
Oh, here's a catastrophe, Hilarion. That's my sister. She'll remember me. Oh, years have passed since she and I have met.
Then make a virtue of necessity, and trust our secret to her tender care.
Psyche! Why, don't you remember me? Florian,
Why, Florian!
my sister.
Oh, my dear. Oh, what are you doing here? And who are these?
I am that Prince Hilarion to whom your princess is betrothed. I've come to claim her plighted love. Your brother Florian and Cyril came to see me safely through.
The Prince Hilarion? Cyril, too? How strange. My earliest playfellows.
Why, let me look. Are you that learned little Psyche who at school alarmed her mate because she called her buttercup ranunculus balbosus?
Are you indeed that Lady Psyche who, at children's parties, drove the conjurer wild, explaining all his tricks before he did them?
Are you indeed that small phenomenon?
That small phenomenon indeed am I. But, gentlemen, 'tis death to enter here. We have all promised to renounce mankind.
Renounce mankind? On what grounds do you base this senseless resolution?
Senseless? No. We are all taught, and being taught, believe that man, sprung from an ape, is ape at heart.
That's rather strong.
The truth is always strong. Fair of lineage high was loved by an ape in the days gone by. The maid was radiant as the sun, the ape was a most unsightly one. The ape was a most unsightly one, so it would not do. His scheme fell through, for the maid, when his love took formal shape, expressed such terror at his monstrous error that he stammered an apology and made his escape. The picture of a disconcerted ape. He bought white ties and he bought dress suits. He crammed his feet into bright, tight
he christened himself Darwinian man. He christened himself Darwinian man, but it would not do. His scheme fell through, for the maiden fair whom the monkey craved was a radiant being with a brain foreseen, while Darwinian man, though well behaved, at best he is only a monkey shaved.
For the maiden fair whom the monkey craved was a radiant being with a brain foreseen, while Darwinian man, though well behaved, at best he is only a monkey shaved.
Oh, Lady Psyche!
What? You heard us then? Oh, all is lost.
Not so, I'll breathe no word. How marvelously strange. And are you then indeed young men?
Well, yes, just now, but I hope of dint of study to become, in due time, young women.
No, no, oh, don't do that. Is this indeed a man? I've often heard of them, but till today never set eyes on one.
They told me men were hideous, idiotic and deformed.
They're quite as beautiful as women are. Their features are more marked. And oh, their chins.
Oh, I fear it's rather rough.
Oh, don't apologize. I like it so.
The woman of the wisest wit may sometimes be mistaken. Oh, in Ida's views I must admit my faith is somewhat shaken. Oh,
On every other point than this, her learning is untainted, oh, but man's a theme with which she is entirely unacquainted, oh, acquainted, oh, acquainted, oh, entirely unacquainted, oh.
Then jump for joy and gaily bound, the truth is found, the truth is found. Set bells are ringing through the air, ring here and there and everywhere.
And echo forth the joyous sound. The truth is found, the truth is found. And echo forth the joyous sound. The truth is found, the truth is found. And echo forth the joyous sound. The truth is found, the truth is found.
My natural instinct teaches me, and instinct is important. Oh, you're everything you ought to be, and nothing that you oughtn't to.
That fact was seen at once by you in casual conversation, oh, which is most creditable to your powers of observation, oh, observation, oh, observation, oh, your powers of observation, oh.
Then jump for joy and gaily bound, the truth is found, the truth is found. Set bells are ringing through the air, ring here and there and everywhere.
And echo forth the joyous sound. The truth is found, the truth is found. And echo forth the joyous sound. The truth is found, the truth is found.
And echo forth the joyous sound, the truth is found, the truth is found.
Melissa. Mother. Here, a word with you. So those are the 3 new students? They are. They're charming girls. Particularly so. So graceful and so very womanly. They sing so nicely, too.
They do sing nicely.
It's very odd. 2 are tenors and 1 is a baritone.
They've all got colds.
Colds? Do you think I'm blind? These girls are men disguised, and you knew that, you minx.
Oh, spare them. They are gentlemen indeed. The Prince Hilarion married years ago to Princess Ida with 2 trusted friends. Consider, Mother, he's her husband now and has been 20 years. Consider, too, you're only second here. You should be first. Assist the prince's plans, and when he gains the Princess Ida, why, you will be first. The scheme is harmless, Mother. Wink at it.
The prospect's tempting, though I've not winked at anything for years. 'Tis but one step towards my destiny. The mighty must, the inevitable shall.
Now, wouldn't you like to rule the roast and guide this university? I must agree, 'twould pleasant be, sing hey-ho proper pride. And wouldn't you like to clear the coast of madness and perversity? Without a doubt, I'll bundle them out, sing hey when I preside, sing hey, sing hoity-toity, sorry for some, sing Mary come up and her day will come, sing she shall learn that a worm will turn, sing happy-go-lucky, my lady. Oh. Save for a time at least.
Melissa, come.
Oh, sir, you must away from this at once. My mother guessed your sex. It was my fault. She keeps your secret, sir, for reasons of her own, but fly from this and take me with you. That is, no, not that.
I'll go, but not without you. Why, what's that?
The luncheon bell.
Well, I'll wait for luncheon then.
With cold roast lamb.
Yes, we'll subdue the cold roast
court of Hildebrand. There is a prince there. I forget his name.
Hilarion.
Exactly. Is he well?
If it be well to droop and pine and mope, to sigh, oh, Ida, all day long. Ida, my love, my life, oh, come to me. If it be well, I say, to do all this, then Prince Hilarion is very well.
He breathes our name? Well, it's a common one. And is the booby comely?
Pretty well. I've heard said that if I dressed myself in Prince Hilarion's clothes, supposing this consisted with my maiden modesty, I might be mistaken for Hilarion's self. But what is this to you or me, who think of all mankind with undisguised contempt?
Contempt? Why, damsel, when I think of man, contempt is not the word.
I'm sure of that. Or if it is, it surely should not be.
Why, you'll find us out.
The Prince Hilarion's a goodly lad.
Oh, you know him then?
I rather think I do. We are inseparables.
Why, what's this? You love him then?
We do indeed. All three.
Oh, madam, she jests.
Jests? No, not at all. Why, bless my heart alive, you and Hilarion, when at the court, rode the same horse.
Astride?
Of course. Why not? Wore the same clothes, and once or twice, I think, got tipsy in the same good company. Don't you remember that old kissing song he'd sing to blushing Mistress Lalag, the hostess of the pigeons? Thus it ran. Would you know the kind of maid sets my heart aflame? Her eyes must be downcast and staid, cheeks must flush for shame. She may neither dance nor sing, but demure in everything. Hang her head in modest way, with pouting lips that seem to say, oh, kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, though I die of shame. Please you, that's the kind of maid sets my heart aflame. Kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, though I die of shame. Please you, that's the kind of maid sets my heart aflame. When a maid is bold and gay, with a tango's clang, flouting it in brave array, maiden may go hang. Sunflower gay and hollyhock, never shall my garden stock mind the blushing rose of May, with pouting lips that seem to say, oh, kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, though I die of shame. Please you, that's the kind of maid sets my heart aflame. Kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, though I die of shame. Please you, that's the kind of maid sets my heart aflame.
Infamous creature, get you hence away!
Dog, there is something more to sing about.
Hilarion, are you mad?
Hilarion! Oh, help! Why, these are men! Lost, betrayed, and undone! Girls, get you hence! Men must if you dare from
Save her, sir! It's useless, sir. You'll only catch your death.
He catches her! And now he lets her go! Again, she's in his grasp! And now she's not! He seizes her back hair!
And it comes off.
She's saved! She's saved! She's saved! Oh, joy! Oh, cheapest sin and finding there is none. Oh, good and risky ring and your strict seclusion dies. Arrest these coarse intruding spies.
Have mercy, O Lady, discharge your wrongs.
I know not mercy, men in women's clothes.
Whom thou hast chained must wear his chains, thou canst not set him free. He wrestles with his bonds in vain, who lives by loving thee. If heart of stone for heart of fire be all thou hast to give, if dead to me my heart's desire, why should I wish to live? Have mercy, O Lady. No word of thine, no stern command can teach my heart to roam. Then rather perish by thy hand than live without thy love. Thy loveless life apart from thee were hopeless slavery. Were hopeless slavery. If kindly death will set me free, why should I fear to die? If kindly death will set me free, if kindly death will set me free, why should I fear? Why should I fear to die?
Madam, without the castle walls an armed band demands admittance to a house for Hildebrand. Deny them, we will defy them.
Too late, too late, the castle gate is battered by
All's fences scaling, rumbling, we appear. All's rolled up, and we have entered here. The execrations, let them lift your wise. Stop your lamentation, dry your pretty eyes. Stop your lamentation, dry your pretty, pretty eyes.
Audacious tyrant, do you dare to beard a maiden in her lair?
Since you inquire, we've no desire to beard a maiden here or anywhere.
No, we've no desire to beard a maiden here or anywhere.
No, 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 no. Some years ago, no doubt you know, and if you don't, I'll tell you so. You gave your oath upon your oath to Hilarion, my son. A vow you make you must not break. If you think you may, it's a great mistake. For a bride's a bride, though the knot were tied at the early age of 1. A vow you make you must not break. If you think you may, it's a great mistake. For a bride's a bride, though the knot were tied at the early age of 1. And I'm a peppery kind of king who's indisposed for parleying to fit the wit of a bit of a chit, and that's the long and the short of it.
He's a peppery kind of king who's indisposed for parleying to fit the wit of a bit of a chit, and that's the long and the short of it.
Now, if you choose to bide your pride and let Hilarion claim his bride, it's well and good, all's understood, we'll let bygones go by. But if you choose to sulk in the blues, I'll make the whole of you shake in your shoes. I'll storm your walls and level your halls in the twinkling of an eye. But if you choose to sulk in the blues, I'll make the whole of you shake in your shoes. I'll storm your walls and level your halls in the twinkling of an eye. For I'm a peppery potentate who's little inclined his claim to bait to fit the wit of a bit of a chit, and that's the long and the short of it.
He's a peppery potentate who's little inclined his claim to bait to fit the wit of a bit of a chit, and that's the long and the short of it.
We may remark, though nothing can dismay us, that if you thwart this gentleman, he'll slay us. We don't fear death, of course we're taught to shame it, but still upon the whole we thought we'd name it. Yes, 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 better perhaps to name it. Our interest we would not press with chatter. 3 hulking brothers, more or less, don't matter. If you'll pooh-pooh this monarch's plan, pooh-pooh it. But when he says he'll hang a man, he'll do it. Yes, 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 devil doubt he'll do it.
Be reassured, nor fear his anger blind. His menaces are idle as the wind. He dares not kill you, vengeance lurks behind.
We rather think he dares, but never, never mind.
I rather think I dare, but
Never, never mind.
enough of parley.
No,
As a special
never mind.
book, we give you till tomorrow afternoon.
No, no, never, never mind.
Release Hilarion then, and be his bride, or you'll incur the guilt of the fratricide.
To yield at once to such a foolish shame arrive. So quick away with him, although he saved my life. That he is fair and strong and tall is very evident to all. Yet I will die, before I call myself his wife. Myself, his wife.
display. But to tell the truth unvarnished, we are more inclined to say, please you, do not hurt us. Please you, let us be. Frightened maids are we, frightened maids are we. But 'twould be an error to confess our terror, so in Ida's name, only we exclaim, dead to the freedom, strike a deadly blow, as an old crusader, strong his fatal bow. I like your spirit, girls. We have to meet stern, bearded warriors in fight today. Wear naught but what is necessary to preserve your dignity before their eyes and give your limbs full play. Women of adamant, we have to show that woman, educated to the task, can meet man face to face on his own ground and beat him there. Now let us set to work. Where is our lady surgeon?
Madam, here.
We shall require your skill to heal the wounds of those that fall.
What? Heal the wounded?
Yes.
And cut off real live legs and arms?
Of course.
I wouldn't do it for £1,000.
Why, how is this? Are you faint-hearted, girl? You've often cut them off in theory.
In theory, I'll cut them off again. With pleasure and as often as you like. But not in practice.
Oh, coward. Get you hence. I've craft enough for that and courage too. Where are your rifles, pray?
Why, please you, ma'am. We left them in the armory for fear that, in the heat and the turmoil of the fight, they might go off.
Thank heaven I have a heart that quails not at the thought of meeting men. I will discharge your rifles. Where is my band mistress?
Please you, ma'am, the band do not feel well and can't come out today.
Why, this is flat rebellion. But happily I can play several instruments at once, and I will drown the shrieks of those that fall. How stand we with respect to gunpowder? My lady Psyche, are you well prepared to blow these bearded rascals to shreds?
Why, madam, let us try gentler means. We can dispense with fulminating grains, while we have eyes with which to flash our rage. We can dispense with villainous saltpeter, while we have tongues with which to blow them up. And we can dispense, in short, with all the arts that brutalize the practical polemist.
Away, away. I'll meet these men alone, since all my women have deserted me. So fails my cherished plans. So fails my faith.
Destruction's hand dealt
was breath for fire and death. My sword was but a love. I lit a beacon fire, but on a stormy day of frost and rime in winter time, my fire had died away, had died away. Ah, coward still that fear can unnear. Fast fire indeed to fail me in my need, to fail me in my need.
Madam, your father and your brother claim an audience.
What do they do here?
They come to fight for you.
Admit them.
Infamous! One's brothers, ma'am, are men.
So I have heard. But all my friends seem to fail me when I need them most. In this emergency, even one's brothers may be turned to use.
My daughter!
Father, thou art free.
Aye, free as a tethered ass. I come to thee with words from Hildebrand. Those duly given, I must return to black captivity. I'm free so far.
Your message.
Hildebrand is loath to war with women. Pit my 3 brave sons against these tufted, jagged-andy featherheads, and on the issue let thy hand depend.
Insult on insult's head. Are we a stake for fighting men? What fiend possesses thee that thou hast come with offers such as these?
I dare not face that devilish monarch's black malignity. He tortures me with torments worse than death. I haven't anything to grumble at. He finds out what particular meats I love and gives me them. The very choicest wines, the costliest robes, the richest rooms are mine. And gives strict orders none should contradict me. He's made my life a curse.
My poor tortured father.
Whene'er I spoke sarcastic joke, replete with malice spiteful, this people mild politely smiled and voted me delightful. Now when a wight sits up all night, ill-natured jokes devising, and all his wiles are met with smiles, it's hard there's no disguising. Oh, don't these days seem blank and long when all goes right and nothing goes wrong? And isn't your life extremely flat with nothing whatever to grumble at? I offered gold in sums untold to all who'd contradict me. I said I'd pay £1 a day to anyone who kicked me. I bribed with toys great vulgar boys to utter something spiteful, but bless you know they would be so confoundedly politeful. In short, these aggravating lads, they tickle my taste, they feed my fads, they give me this and they give me that, and I've nothing whatever to grumble at.
My poor old father, how he must have suffered. Well, I yield.
She yields. I'm saved. I'm saved.
Open the gates, admit these warriors, then get you all within the castle walls.
Select on
I suppose, was meant to ward off blows. It's very hot and weighs a lot, as many a guardsman knows, as many a guardsman knows, as many a guardsman knows, as many a guardsman knows. So off that helmet goes.
Yes, 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 so off that helmet goes.
These brass, it's truth to tell, may look uncommon well, but in a fight they're much too tight. They're like a lobster shell, they're like a lobster shell.
Yes, 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 they're like a lobster shell.
These things I treat the same, I quite forget their name. They turn one's legs to cleavage pegs, their aid I thus disclaim, their aid I thus disclaim. Though I forget their name, though I forget their name, their aid I thus disclaim.
Yes, yes, yes,
their aid we thus disclaim.
Hilarion, Cyril, Florian, dressed as women. Is this indeed Hilarion?
Yes, it is.
Why, you look handsome in your women's clothes.
Stick to 'em. Men's attire becomes you not. You dog! You'll find, though I wear women's garb, my sword is long and sharp.
Hush, pretty one. If length and sharpness go for anything, you'll want no sword while you can wag your tongue.
What need to waste your words on such as he? He's old and crippled.
Aye, but I've 3 sons. Fine fellows, young and muscular and brave. They're well worth talking to. Come, what you say?
Aye, pretty ones, engage yourselves with us, if 3 rude warriors affright you not.
Is this the end? How say you, Lady Blanche? Can I with dignity my post resign? And if I do, will you then take my place?
To answer this, it's meet that we consult the 5 subjunctive possibilities. The may, the might, the would, the could, the should. Can you resign? The prince may claim you. If he might, you could. And if you should, I would.
I thought as much. Then to my fate I yield. So ends my cherished scheme. Oh, I had hoped to band all women with my maiden throng.
Take him. He is your shall. Give in to fate.
And you desert me. I alone am staunch.
Madam, you placed your trust in woman. But also try man. Give him one chance. It's only fair. Experiments, the proverbs say, are made on humble subjects. Try our grosser clay. and mold it as you will.
Remember too, dear madam, if at any time you feel aweary of the prince, you can return to Castle Adamant and rule your girls as heretofore, you know.
And shall I find the Lady Psyche here?
If Cyril, ma'am, does not behave himself, I think you will.
And Melissa, shall I find you here?
Madam, however Florian turns out, unhesitatingly I answer, no.
Consider this, my love. If your mamma had looked on matters from your point of view, I wish she had. Why, where would you have been?
There's an unbounded field of speculation on which I could discourse for hours.
No doubt. We will not trouble you. Take me, Hilarion. We will walk the world yoked in all exercise of noble end, and so through those dark gates across the wild that no one knows. Indeed, I love thee. Come.
With joy abiding, together gliding, through life's variety, in sweet society, and thus enthroning the love I'm owning, on this atoning I will rely.
Is all profanity for poor humanity, to treat as vanity the sway of love, in no locality or principality is our mortality, its sway above.
When day is fading with serenading and such frivolity of tender quality, with scented showers of fairest flowers, the happy hours will gaily fly. The happy hours will gaily fly.
Is all profanity for poor humanity, to treat as vanity the sway of love, in no locality or principality is our mortality, its sway above.
With scented showers of fairest flowers, the happy hours will gaily fly. In no locality or principality is our mortality.